English language tests, they are damn expensive. And most of the people applying are just, fresh graduates. Some people do not have the money to write all these English language tests that I feel, for myself, like I feel it's exploitative. I feel it is exploited, this English language test. Like, if you want to write, why would English language test be that expensive? Like, it is damn expensive. Like, most of the people that just grad, they can't afford it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay guys, so today I want to tell you about an English test I wrote. From the title, you must already know. Yes, so I wrote Duolingo test. Yes, so I'm coming to that. But before then, so if you know me personally or you've been following this channel, you would know that I never wrote an English test for my scholarship, like for anything at all. As a matter of fact, anything I applied for or I was applying to that required me to provide an English test, I just used to cancel it. Like, in fact, I'm not applying again. Like, I'll just remove it. I'm not doing again. So it was like really like that for me. Like, I'm not doing, like, I'm not writing. Like, in fact, I'm not doing the application. Like, the thing used to annoy me. You know why? Because I feel I'm a Nigerian. I feel I should not be taking any test of English of any sort. And this is my reason. Because I'm a Nigerian. Number one, all my life, from pre-nursery, like kindergarten, I've been taught with English. Like all my life, like my entire life. Is that English correct? Anyways, so I've been taught with English. Like, English is the first language I got to know. I speak English. Now, I may not be that A plus 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 student in English, in the use of English language, but definitely I'm an A student in the use of English language. Mm? Don't tell me I'm not an A student. I'm an A student in the use of English language. Like, English is the only language I've known. Okay, yes, getting to speak English being the only language you know, blah blah blah, it might not make you, you might not, that does not equate knowing the use of English language. Yes, I get that. Yes, I get that. Like some British people, and the Americans too, But then, however, like, I'm a Nigerian. I finished all my primary school, everything, went to Ibinedion University. Obi, did they tell them that in Ibinedion University, it is Benin language they used to teach us with? I don't understand. Now, Benin language they teach us with. For learning and understanding, like, communicating in class and stuff like that. I can use my English well. Like, I can use it well. You go understand wetin they talk, and I will understand wetin you they talk. Like, I can use it. So it's like, throughout my like applications and all, if you don't tell me to write test of English, I'll just cancel it. I'm not doing again. Like, I'm not doing, like, so people knew me for that, like my friends and all that. And so when I got this scholarship, my friends started calling me, Jennifer, did you write English language test? I'm like, which kind? Me? No. Why would I write English language test? For what? Don't you know who I be? Like, don't you know who I be? So they were all shocked and surprised. They were like, Jennifer, you didn't write English language. I said, yes. He said, how did you do it? I'm like, is it people that don't used to do research? Like, I ransacked the school's website to find where I was given an option of exemption if I could provide my WAEC, and also if I could provide, there's a form on the school's website that I can download and take it to my school to sign, to fill and sign. And that's like to state that I was taught in English. Yes, I ransacked because I'm like, hey, I'm not writing. Anyways, wait. So, anyways, I didn't get to write, and I got the scholarship. I got in. And so since my school accepted me, I didn't get to, also write for my visa. The UK visa requires test of English and stuff like that. But then if your school accepts you based on their own what do they call a requirement, then you just apply and stuff like. So I didn't get to write anyone for the visa and all that. Yes, and then I came to the UK and I commenced my studies. Like we have started writing everything, started school and everything and everything. All of a sudden, time for Irish visa application. Somebody is telling me to write English tests for Irish visa. Osigini, like I did not hear you. Can you come again? What did you say? English test for Irish visa. You are not serious. So when they brought it to us and they sent us the email and all that, I just left it one side. I left it one side and was doing other things. I have schooled in the UK. Oh, don't tell me that I need English test. How dare you? Like how dare you, Irish embassy? Like how dare you? Like how dare you? I'm like, no, this is not going to work. Me, fine girl, write English test. I'm not going to do it for what? What the heck? Like, what the heck? So anyway, like I was just thinking in my head, how can I bypass this English test? How possible is it to bypass this English test? I'm like, hey God, what can I do? Because I didn't want to write English test. Like for any reason, I didn't want to write English test. And so I contacted my project coordinator. That's the person in charge of all the Erasmus in the University of Glasgow. So I contacted her. I'm like, do I need to write an English test? Like, do I need to write it? That kind of something. And so because they were on holiday, she was unable to reply me. I didn't get her reply until when I've already applied for the visa. So just wait, Sha. I was really getting worried because time was running out. And so since she didn't respond to me, I quickly emailed the Irish embassy in London. And I'm like, see, blah, 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 blah. My name is Jennifer, blah, blah, blah. I schooled in the UK here, University of Glasgow, blah, blah. I just explained everything and told them that with all these things, like, with this few point of mine, you know how we used to do it in debates, with this few point of mine, are you still telling me that I'm going to write English test? And they replied me with, yes, you need to write English test. And at that moment, I'm like, no, I'm not doing this again. Like, what the heck? Why would you tell me to write English test? Like, I don't understand. For what? So I was really frustrated. And then I went to their website. I was just ransacking. And then I saw a place where they said, we encourage all nationalities to write test of English language. I be test of English language test. Hey, and I say, so including US people and UK people, they are going to write English language test. So let me go and write now. Who are be? If they're telling these people here to write English language test, I'm like, let me go and write it. So I was now ransacking their website, checking for the accepted English language tests. And so I check, and TOEFL, IELTS, and blah blah blah, all those ones. Then I think there's one that is it PRC? No, I don't know. There's one like that. Then I saw at the end of it Duolingo. Oh my god. So I've always known about Duolingo. Like before I came to Europe, I've always known about Duolingo. That's because I was using it for my French language. Duolingo is like a language learning site. It's an organization, an institute, or whatever you want to call it. And so they have an app also. So aside of being an English learning website or an institution, they have an app. So with the app, you can learn multiple languages. Like they have like numerous languages. And so before I came to Europe, I was using it to improve on my French language. Like, yes, so I've always known about it. Okay, so back to my gist. So the Irish embassy said they were accepting Duolingo. Good for me. Better. Perfecto. Oh my God. And so the baseline for REIT, the category which I fall under, is 70. So you must score at least 70. Okay, let's get straight into it. You guys want me to write? I'm going to write. No wahala. Okay, that was the most favorable option for me. You know why? Because in price, it was cheaper compared to the other ones. But for Duolingo, the cost is $49. That's compared to the others. Like the others, you got to pay 200 and something dollars and blah 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 and all that. So it was cheaper. For me, it was cheaper. They have a free test on their website that you can take multiple times, like until you tire. So the method looked quite attractive to me. And aside that, it's also convenient. You just sit in your room, you can just relax on your bed and do it. Like do your Duolingo. Like you can just relax. Maybe just sitting on your bed and be doing it. Since they're going to be recorded, so you don't need to lie down. Like aside during when you're writing the main test, but during the practice, you can lie down, you can do anything and be doing your practice. You grab. So these were the things that made me say, oh my God, Duolingo is the way to go. In price, it was cheaper. For them offering you free tests like on their website, it was a whole lot. Because me, where was I supposed to start from? This girl, where was I supposed to start from? So I found that really cool. And getting to just stay in your room, do it online, I found it really attractive also. So when I decided that Duolingo was the way to go for these many reasons I've stated, many or three, anyone, for these reasons I've stated, I decided to go for it. And so on the 23rd of December, I started practicing my Duolingo for the English language test. I started practicing on the 23rd. I did a couple of practice, 23rd, 24th, and then 24th midnight, as the thing just entered 25th, I registered for my Duolingo. So at about, I think it's 005 or so, and I just registered for the Duolingo. I paid the $49 and registered for the test. And so I can always take the test anytime, so I just decided to pay. So on 25th my payment was ready, so I kept on practicing 25th, 26th. And so 26th evening, I'm like, I have to write this test tomorrow no matter what. Like I have to write it. I can't keep waiting. I have to write it. I don't care. Like I have to write it. I have to like I have to write it. I have to write it. I'm going to write it. But then I had an issue. My laptop camera refused to, capture my face. Rather, it was just showing one symbol like that. And so the audio was good, but the camera, it was not capturing me. And so this laptop again decided to embarrass me. This same laptop I've been complaining about decided to embarrass me. And I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do? So I called a friend. I'm like, hey, I'm coming to your house and I'm coming to use your laptop and I'm writing a test, and the test will last for 1 hour. So what do you think? And he's like, okay, cool. Come to my house. I'm going to give you space in my room. I'm just going to take a walk and then you're going to write your test. I'm like, okay, cool. Thank you. And so I wrote my test on the 27th of December. After writing the test usually takes 2 days for the results to be out, 48 hours. After writing it, my result was out it was not up to 48 hours, my result was out. And so with it, I concluded my visa application online, made all my printouts and blah, blah, blah. And then I had to travel to Edinburgh to submit the application at VFS Center. And yes, that was if you watch my last video, I was on my way to submit the visa application, like I stated in the video. So this was one of the process I had to go through. Oh my God. And I submitted it and did everything, blah 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 blah. And yes, I forgot to mention that when my results came out, I actually scored 120, like 120 out of 160. Yes, I scored 120 out of 160. This is against the 70 benchmark for the Irish visa requirement. So Ireland, they required me to provide an English language test for Duolingo where I scored 70. And it's like, I think it is 6 if you're talking about 6.0 if you're talking about, is it IELTS, whatever. I think that means 6. Yeah, so Duolingo, for Duolingo, they required me to provide a test score of nothing less than 70 for the category I was placed in, 70. But however, I scored 120, and yes, I scored 120 out of 160. And I'm like, so why were these people stressing me? Like, why were they stressing me? I don't understand. Why the hell were you stressing me? And I scored this 120. I know why I scored 120. Truth be told, like I'm supposed to score more than that, but I know why I scored 120. Okay, this is why I scored 120 in my Duolingo. Why I scored 120 in my Duolingo was because there was a particular place where they asked me to talk about electric vehicles, however I want to pronounce it, but na moto. So they asked me to talk about electric vehicles, and I kind of lost track. I started thinking of something totally different. Something came to my mind and distracted me, and so I started thinking of something totally different. So instead of talking about electric vehicles, I started talking about self-driven vehicles. So I started talking about self-driven vehicles instead of talking about electric vehicles. Like, at a moment, like, I just lost focus, I lost track, and I was talking about something different. And then when I remembered, I'm like, oh shit. And I didn't bother coming back to it. I just continued. I just continued talking. I knew that I was saying something different, but I just continued talking. So yes, that was the reason why I scored 120. I knew I was supposed to score more than that. And aside that, my friend was always telling me, like, when I was doing the practices, like, you have to be serious, especially this speaking part, this video part. I said, oh, Benny, leave me. I'm going to pass more than the 70. Just leave me. These people, I'm writing this thing. Iwe di nobi. Like, Iwe di nobi for writing this English language test. Iwe di nobi. Like, Iwe di nobi. I'm not writing it with all my mind. I'm just writing it because I want to go to Ireland, because, I have come here already. English language test cannot be the reason why I will not follow my mates to Ireland. So, anyways, that was it. And then, I wrote it. And yes, I passed. I got 120 over 160. I got 120 over 160. And yeah, far away more than almost times 2 of what they required, the level they required. Yes. So, after writing my English test, and then I got, and school have resumed. I think no, school had not resumed yet. I think on the 3rd, and I got an email reply from my project coordinator that I emailed earlier to ask if there's a way we could go about this English test. And I got a reply from her. She's like, that I can use what I used to get into University of Glasgow to apply. I'm like, what the hell? Did you mean that I just wasted my time to write this English language test? Like, it's not the money that's my problem. Like, it's the time. Is that what you mean? Like, I would have still applied for the visa without writing Duolingo. Is that what you mean? Oh, God. Anyways, I've written it. But my goal in this life was never to write English language test, like, for any reason. Like, oh my God, any reason at all. Like, I be no one write down, like, at all. That was my goal. But as this life will have it, they say somebody plan, you go plan, you plan, but shit happens, and you just have to dust yourself up and continue. So yes, that was how I wrote an English language test for my Irish visa. So guys, at the moment, I've been advising people. I saw a post that said, if you want to japa, it's Nigerians that will understand this language. If you want to japa, prepare to write IELTS this year. And I went on and I commented, if you don't have the money to write IELTS, my Brother, my sister, I think you should consider Duolingo. You can consider Duolingo. It is more cheaper. Like, it is more cheaper. It is more cheaper and convenient. You can consider Duolingo. Yes, you can consider it. So schools like John Hopkins University, schools like Yale, they accept Duolingo. Amongst other schools, they accept Duolingo. So what I would advise you, because of the COVID and these new restrictions and all that, second wave of COVID and blah 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 and all that. See, if you're applying, making any application and they require English language tests, and Duolingo is not on their list, what I would advise you to do, email the school and tell them that the new wave of COVID, blah blah blah, new restrictions and all that, you cannot meet up with the IELTS, blah blah blah, but that however, because of how things have increasingly gone online and all that, you think Duolingo could be a better option for you, as it's an online English language test where you can take it online. Like, email them, write something convincing and tell them that you can go for that. Duolingo is another choice. Email them. Like, if you're applying for anything, email them, tell them that if Duolingo is not there, write to them, because all these English language, they are damn expensive, and most of the people applying are just fresh graduates. Some people do not have the money to write all these English language tests that I feel, for myself, like, I feel it's exploitative. I feel it is exploited, this English language test. Like, if you want to write, why would English language test be that expensive? Like, it is damn expensive. Like, most of the people that just graduate, they can't afford it. So write to your school, write to your program and tell them that, see, you can't provide, things have increasingly gone online and all that. If possible, tell them you cannot afford IELTS, that you can't afford it, especially if you're applying for scholarship. Tell them you can't afford IELTS and TOEFL and all that. Know the price. Before you write, you can know the prices so that you can put them there. Tell them you can't afford it. What you can afford is this. And that with the way things have increasingly gone online, like, convince them things have gone online, like, Duolingo is better for you. Write a convincing email to them and send it to them. You can't afford it, like, it's so expensive for you. You get, and that, of course, things have gone online, there are more restrictions, and write a convincing email. That is just the total of what I'm saying. Write a convincing email and send to them. What I'm saying is that all this English language, they are damn expensive, and some of you, a lot of you, cannot afford it. Write a convincing email to them, offering them a choice of Duolingo as another option. Offering them Duolingo, like, can they accept? Like, just write them a convincing email. I hope you grab, like, write them a convincing email. Just write them a convincing email. For me, I think that's what you should do. I don't know, but so, guys, that's just my gist of how I ended up writing IELTS that I said I was not going to. Not IELTS, a test of English that I didn't want to write. But I just kind of like had to write it because they just needed it and I had to provide it. Okay, guys, thank you for joining me today. So if you want to know more about how I prepared for my Duolingo tips and all that, like, if you're writing Duolingo and if you want to know about this Duolingo, just let me know. I would make a video of how I managed to prepare. I see a lot of people, they are quite frightened whenever they want to write this Duolingo. For me, I say, let me just write it and come out here. So if you want tips on that, and I can help you, I can make a video on that to help you know how to prepare, how I prepared. There were some things I did, like how I prepared. You grab and everything will just be fine. No need to worry. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Please do subscribe. Our January 2021 goal is to hit 500 subscribers at the end of January. On the 31st of January, I expect that this channel must have hit 500 subscribers. At the moment, this morning, while I checked, we had 323 subscribers. Woo! Thank you. Thank you. So we're getting there, just little by little, we're getting there. And refer your friends. Please do share my videos. Please do share my videos. This would really be helpful to a lot of scholarship applicants, like a lot of you that are applying, a lot of you who want to apply, a lot of you who want to japa. Like this would really be helpful. My channel would really be helpful to you. All right, guys, thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.